You ever wonder if she really loves you? I don't mean the words she says. I'm talking about the things she does when no one's watching. The small gestures, the quiet sacrifices, the moments when she drops her guard and lets you see the parts of her she usually hides from the world. Because here's the truth. A woman can smile, flirt, even spend all her time with you and still not love you. But when she does love you deeply and completely, she shows it in ways most men never notice. Not loud, not obvious, but real. These are the signals most guys overlook. That's why they end up chasing attention instead of recognizing devotion. Today, I'm giving you the blueprint. 6 things a woman only does for the man she truly loves, and a few more that will reveal just how deep that love can go. Some of these signs might surprise you. Some you may have seen before but never realized what they meant. If you've ever questioned your worth, if you've ever wondered where you really stand with her, stay with me. You're about to see what love looks like through the eyes of a calm, grounded mind. Let's begin. Number 1. She lets you see her raw self. Want to know if a woman really loves you? Watch for the moment she stops performing. In the beginning, everything feels curated. The perfect hair, the sweet laughter, the way she seems to glow every time you look her way. She's playing the same game you are. But when she starts showing you who she really is, without the polish, without the presentation, that's when you've stepped into something deeper. A woman in love will let you see the parts of her she usually protects. Her unfiltered thoughts, her quiet insecurities, her messy mornings when nothing feels perfect. She might cry in front of you, not because she's weak, but because she finally feels safe enough to be honest. That's rare. That's sacred. If you're a man grounded in true strength, you'll understand that real connection doesn't come from her giving you her best version. It comes from her trusting you with her real one. Most men miss this moment. They get so distracted by attraction and appearances that they don't notice when the mask comes off. They think, oh, she's just getting comfortable. No, my friend, she's showing you her real self, and she's watching how you handle it. This is when everything changes, because now it's no longer about impressing you. It's about revealing herself. It's not about ego. It's about vulnerability. A woman who loves you might show up in a hoodie, no makeup, hair in a bun, and look you in the eye like she doesn't need to be anyone but herself. That's not laziness. That's emotional honesty. She might confess a fear, admit she felt insecure, or open up about an old hurt she's still working through. Not because she's broken, but because she trusts you enough to show you her heart without the armor. And here's where you come in. Most men flinch in this moment. They get uncomfortable. They crack a joke. They try to fix it so they don't have to feel the weight of it. But a grounded man, he doesn't run from it. He listens. He stays present. He doesn't panic when real feelings rise to the surface. Why? Because he's done the work on himself. He understands his strength isn't measured by how well he controls her emotions. It's measured by how steady he can stay when she opens up, breaks down, or shares the side no one else ever sees. She doesn't need you to rescue her. She just needs to know she's safe to be herself around you. That's when she stops worrying about being too much. That's when she stops editing her truth to fit what she thinks you can handle. And when a woman truly loves you, she will test this. She'll share a version of herself that isn't always polished or easy to be around. And how you respond in that moment, that becomes her mirror. She watches closely. Your reaction either builds trust and deepens the bond, or it confirms her deepest fear, that being real will cost her everything. In these moments, you don't need perfect words. You need presence, you need patience, and you need to remember, this is a gift. When she lets you see her raw self, she's not being dramatic. She's being real. And in a world addicted to filters, likes, and shallow attention, there is nothing more intimate than reality. So if you've ever seen this, if a woman has let you in, shown you her unguarded side, pause and recognize it. Chances are you mattered more to her than you ever realized. And don't go anywhere, because what she does next might surprise you even more. Number 2, she gives without keeping score. Let's talk about one of the clearest signs a woman genuinely loves you. Not just likes you, not just wants your attention. She loves you. She starts giving without keeping track. That means no mental scoreboard, no silent transactions, no quiet calculations like, I did this for him, so he'd better do something for me. Most relationships today, especially the shallow ones, are built on trade. You give a little, she gives a little. You text, she texts back. You buy dinner, she shows up. It's balanced, but it isn't love. It's negotiation. When a woman truly loves you, that entire system shuts off. She gives in ways that aren't strategic. She's not keeping receipts. She's not trying to win points. She gives because she wants you to have something that matters to her. You'll notice it in the smallest things. She brings you your favorite snack on an ordinary Tuesday. She remembers that offhand comment you made 2 weeks ago and surprises you with it. She gives you space when she sent. Sees you need it, even if it stings a little. Why? Because love makes her generous, not needy. This isn't about money. It's not even about effort. It's about spirit. When a woman gives from her heart, without expectation or attachment, that is sacred. And it's rare, because most people don't know how to love without trying to control the outcome. And here's what you need to hear. This kind of giving doesn't come from weakness. It doesn't mean she's obsessed or desperate. It means she's chosen you fully and without hesitation. And you will feel the difference. She'll do things for you that make no logical sense to her friends. She'll defend you when no one is watching. She'll offer her energy, her time, her care, freely. No guilt trip, no hidden strings. You know what that really is? It's trust. Deep-rooted, vulnerable trust. Because when she gives like that, she's putting herself in a position where you could take her for granted. And that risk, that's her leap of faith. It's her saying, I believe in who you are, not just what you give me in return. Most men are so used to games that when a woman finally shows up with this level of sincerity, they don't know how to handle it. They get suspicious. They wonder what the catch is. But the stoic man, he recognizes it. He doesn't overanalyze. He doesn't run. He receives with quiet respect because he knows true giving is a form of love that expects nothing but trusts everything. She might cook for you, not because she's trying to prove she's wifey material, but because it simply brings her joy to see you cared for. She might plan something around your interests, even if it's not her thing, because your happiness matters to her. She might support your goals quietly, without ever needing credit, because she wants to see you rise. That's what love looks like in action. Not big, loud gestures, but consistent, thoughtful offerings that come from a place of selfless desire. And here's where it gets powerful. When she gives without keeping score, she's also watching, not to test you, but to feel whether her energy is safe with you. Because even if she never demands anything back, she can sense when you're only taking without truly seeing her. So here's what you need to remember. If a woman gives to you like this, don't try to match her. Meet her. Not in quantity, but in presence. You don't have to outdo her or one-up the gesture. You only need to let her feel that what she offered landed, that you felt it, that you valued it, that it mattered. Because for a woman in love, your genuine appreciation is her reward. Pause for a moment. Have you ever experienced this? She gave without asking, without needing acknowledgement. And it hit you in a way you didn't expect. It feels different, doesn't it? And trust me, what comes next will reveal even more. Number 3, she softens her tone just for you. Let me tell you something most men never notice. How a woman speaks to the world and how she speaks to you are not always the same. In public, she might be sharp, direct, even commanding. But around you, if she loves you, her tone softens. Her voice slows down. The volume, lowers, her whole energy shifts from defense to connection. Why? Because you're not just another man in the room. You're the man she wants to feel safe with. And when she truly cares about you, she starts communicating not just with her words, but with her entire presence. This shift isn't about submission. It isn't weakness. It's trust. You see, a lot of women today have to wear armor. They're in work mode, survival mode, performance mode. They've learned to raise their voices just to be heard. But when she loves you, she doesn't need that armor anymore. So she sets it down, and her tone follows. She's not trying to win. She's not trying to prove herself. She just wants to connect. You might notice it when she answers your call. Her voice sounds different from when she talks to her friends. Less performative, more present. Or maybe when you're in conflict, she doesn't raise her voice to overpower you. Instead, she slows it down, because deep down, she doesn't want to hurt you. And that's huge, because when emotions run high, the easiest thing in the world is to lash out. But a woman who loves you will protect you even from her own anger. She won't weaponize her voice. She'll use it to keep the bond intact, even when things feel tense. That doesn't mean she won't speak her mind. It means she's choosing how she speaks it. Tone is everything. And in a world full of noise, ego, and emotional volatility, a woman who softens her tone is sending you a very clear signal. You matter more than my pride right now. She might not even realize she's doing it. It's instinctive. When a woman loves, her nervous system responds. Her body relaxes. Her voice grows warmer. And everything in her energy says, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to be with you. If you're paying attention, that moment speaks louder than any I love you ever could. Now let's be real. This doesn't mean she's soft with everyone. In fact, she might still be bold, loud, sarcastic, even fierce with the rest of the world. But with you, she lets herself be soft. She lets herself be open, unguarded. Not because she's trying to impress you, but because something about your presence unlocks that side of her that feels safe to show. And it tells you something deeper. She trusts that you won't hurt her when she lowers her shield. Because women don't soften for men they're unsure about. They don't soften for men they're just passing time with. They soften for the man they feel connected to, the one they're not afraid to let in. So if you've heard this, if you felt a woman drop the tension in her voice just for you, even if it was only for a moment, that's not random. That's her heart talking through her mouth. That's love. That's love. And if you're wise enough to hold space for that side of her, you won't just have her attention. You'll have her devotion. Have you ever had a woman show you a piece of her world she never shared with anyone else? Comment below, she let me in. Because the deeper it gets, the quieter it becomes. And what comes next might surprise you even more. Number 5, she tests you but hopes you pass. Every man has felt it. That strange moment when she pulls back a little, throws a teasing comment, or stirs up a bit of tension for no clear reason. You wonder, is she losing interest? Did I do something wrong? But what's really happening is something more primal. She's testing you, not because she wants to catch you failing, but because deep down she hopes you won't. These tests aren't games or tricks. They're about safety, about truth, about seeing what kind of man you really are when life isn't smooth or scripted, because any man can be charming when things are easy. But how you respond when she pushes your boundaries, that's where your character shows. Let me break this down. She might make a sarcastic remark just to see how you react. Will you crumble, get defensive, or will you smile, steady and grounded like a man who doesn't flinch? She might go quiet for a day. Will you panic and flood her phone with messages? Or will you stay composed, self-respecting? She might even act a little distant. Not because she wants someone else, but because she needs to see if you will stay centered or start to spiral. These moments aren't meant to punish you. They're unconscious filters. Her mind is constantly asking, is he steady? Is he rooted? Can I trust him when I can't trust myself? Because every woman, whether she says it or not, wants to know she can relax into someone's presence. Not because she's weak, but because there is a powerful kind of peace that only happens when she knows this man won't fold under pressure. And here's the hard truth. Most guys fail this test. They get emotional, reactive, or start explaining themselves over and over. Or worse, they start begging for reassurance. That's the opposite of attraction. But the man who stays calm, who doesn't need to prove anything, who meets her test with presence, not force, he stands out. He becomes the anchor she didn't even realize she was searching for. Because women aren't looking for control. They're looking for containment. Not someone who dominates them, but someone strong enough to hold their storm without collapsing. So what do you do when you feel she's testing you? First, don't take it personally. She isn't your enemy. She's your mirror. She wants to feel you're real. Not perfect, not performative, but steady. Second, respond. Don't react. If she throws emotional bait, don't bite. Hold eye contact. Keep your tone calm. Speak few words, but speak them with certainty. Third, understand the deeper message. If she's testing you, it isn't to destroy the connection. It's because she wants to trust it. She's wondering, can this man handle me when I'm not easy? Can he stay strong when I feel uncertain? When you pass her test, not by pretending, but by staying authentic, you give her something no compliment or gift ever could. You give her permission to relax. And when a woman feels safe enough to relax around you, that's when her guard drops. That's when real intimacy begins. Have you ever felt like you were being tested and held your ground? If so, comment below. I held my frame. Because in a world full of men who chase, explain, and collapse, the man who stands steady without even trying, he becomes unforgettable. And what comes after that? Let's just say, the dynamic changes for her and for you. Number 6, she protects your name in public. There's something powerful about how a woman speaks about you when you're not in the room. That's when you know. Because any woman can say kind things when she's curled up next to you, feeling safe in the moment. But when she's with her friends, her family, her co-workers, that's the real test. A woman who cares about you doesn't just defend your image. She guards your name, not out of obligation, but out of respect. And that respect is rare, because let's be honest, today it's easy to gossip, to complain, to tear someone down just for entertainment. Men do it, women do it, everyone does it. But the woman who truly respects you filters what she says. She edits herself, not out of fear, but out of care. She might be fiery, she might be outspoken, but when it comes to you, she draws a line. She doesn't use you as a punchline over brunch. She doesn't expose your weaknesses to bond with others. Instead, she honors what you two have, even when you're not around to hear it. When a woman is only halfway in, she might throw small jabs. Men are clueless. He never listens. He forgot our anniversary again. It sounds harmless, but it chips away at trust. It erodes the quiet respect that holds love together. But when she's truly invested, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, she protects how others see you. Why? Because your reputation reflects her choice. Your name carries weight in her world. And if someone speaks poorly of you, she doesn't just go quiet. She steps in. She might not cause a scene, but she'll set the record straight. He's a good man. You don't know the full story. Actually, I respect him more than anyone realizes. That's not just defending you, that's defending what you're building together. Because real love isn't just about how two people treat each other face to face. It's about how they carry each other's names when no one is watching. She's lucky he even remembered their anniversary. It sounds harmless, but little comments like that, they chip away at trust, intimacy, and respect. Because when she's only halfway in, She might use you as a casual story, a safe target for her frustration. But when she's fully invested, emotionally, spiritually, she becomes protective of how people see you. Why? Because your reputation reflects her choice. Your name carries weight in her world. And if someone tries to speak poorly of you, she doesn't just sit there quietly, she steps in. She might not make a scene, but she'll shut it down with calm clarity. He's a good man. You don't know the full story. Actually, I respect him more than anyone realizes. That's not just about defending you. It's about defending what the two of you are building together. Because real love isn't only how you treat each other face to face. It's how you carry each other's names when no one is watching. Now, don't confuse this with some fairy tale. She's still human. She might get frustrated. She might need to vent sometimes. But the tone she uses, the boundaries she keeps, that's what reveals the truth. If a woman protects your name in public, it's a sign of something deeper. She sees you as hers, not in a possessive way, but in a loyal one. She doesn't want other people planting doubt in her mind. She doesn't want her own words poisoning her own heart. She's not trying to convince anyone. She just refuses to let careless comments undo what matters. Here's the twist most men never notice. If you hear through the grapevine that she defended you, that she shut down gossip, that she chose silence over slander, that's love in its most quiet, powerful form. It isn't loud, it isn't flashy, but it lasts. Because when a woman does that, she's saying, I've chosen you, and I'm not ashamed of that choice. Think about this. Have you ever had someone defend your name without you asking? Have you ever felt that unseen loyalty? If so, drop a comment below. She stood up for me. Because that kind of woman is rare. And what she does next will show you just how deep her love really goes. Number 7. She craves your masculine calm. Let's get something clear. Chaos doesn't attract a woman's heart. Stability does. Not the predictable, boring routine she gets from everyone else, but the deep, grounded calm that only a man anchored in himself can bring. When a woman loves you, she doesn't just crave your touch or your attention. She craves your stillness. That unshakable energy that silently tells her, you're safe here. I've got this. It's not about being silent. It's about being centered. And when you show up like that, especially in the moments when her emotions run high, that's when she falls even deeper. Because let's be honest, women live in a world that constantly pulls them in every direction. Social expectations, emotional pressure, unspoken fears. They feel everything. And when life gets loud inside her head, she starts looking for one thing, a man who doesn't flinch. Now don't confuse this with coldness. She doesn't want you to be a stone wall. She wants your calm to feel like a quiet fire, steady, strong, always burning. When she storms in, frustrated or in tears, you don't try to fix her. You don't argue. You don't panic or walk away. You look at her, you breathe slower, and you hold space. That's when she melts. Because in that moment she realizes, I don't have to carry everything. He's not afraid of my storm. You become her grounding force. And let me tell you, that's incredibly attractive. She might never say it out loud. She might not even realize it herself. But what draws her deeper is the feeling that you can hold it all. Her fears, her stress, her passion, her vulnerability. And here's the truth. Not every man can do this. It takes discipline, self-respect, emotional strength. Stoic masculinity, not performative, but earned. Most men react. They get triggered, defensive, insecure. They confuse emotional explosions with real presence. But the man she falls for, he listens. He responds with intention. He lets her be emotional without becoming emotional himself. She craves that, especially when her world spins too fast. She leans into the quiet power you bring. She watches how you hold yourself when everything feels uncertain. And the truth? The calmer you are, the more feminine she becomes. It's a dance. She needs to feel safe enough to express, and you become that safety, not by controlling her, but by mastering yourself. That's where the real magic happens. Because suddenly her attraction isn't just physical, it's primal, emotional, spiritual. She starts seeing you not just as a partner, but as her anchor. That's why when she's overwhelmed, she texts you. When she's spinning, she calls you. When she's near you, she breathes deeper without even realizing it. It's your masculine calm that gives her permission to let go. And you don't need to say much. Sometimes your silence, your eye contact, your presence, they speak louder than any words could. So ask yourself, can you hold the storm without becoming it?